Hey YouTube, how y'all doing today, man? This is Cliff with TeeWay's Barbecue Treats. Man, it has been about 6 months since my last review. January, I think I did my last review on the Blackstone, or I did a walkthrough on the Blackstone, the newest one from the Lowe's edition line, and that was like the last video I did, man. I am sorry, guys. I'm sorry to my subscribers. I'm sorry to everybody who's been kind of coming by my channel and there hasn't been any new content. But guys, I have been busy. You know how life gets, man. Things needing done around the house. I had some changes at work, so you know the whole COVID thing kind of screwed things up too for a little bit. But we're back, man. I'm gonna try to put some new content out regularly. I can't guarantee y'all it'll be a video every single week, but we're gonna try to do better. I'm gonna try to do better for you guys. So I apologize to all my subscribers and everybody who's been a little disappointed in the channel not coming out with new content. But today, guys, I am excited. We have a new toy. Yes, I know that's a shocker. That's a shocker. But we got a new toy here. We're always getting new toys around here. But today, we're going to look at a pizza oven, guys. The Ooni Fyra. So I picked this. Well, I didn't pick this thing up. My wife picked this thing up for me for our anniversary. So I was totally stoked to get one of these things. And let me be quite honest with you, I wasn't looking at the Fyra. I kind of wanted a different model, but my wife picked this Fyra up. And guys, I've been pretty happy with it. So I'm gonna walk through this thing with you guys. I'm gonna show y'all the parts of it. We're gonna pop a pizza in this thing. I'm gonna show you guys what a pizza does on this thing. We're not gonna go through recipes today. We're not gonna do anything crazy like that. I'll do that in a separate video where I'll go through my pizza recipe, but we are using a 00 flour today. So if you guys are wondering kind of what kind of pizza dough I was going with, it is a 00 flour we're doing. So we're just gonna go through this thing. We're gonna kind of show y'all what it looks like, so you guys can kind of decide for yourself, is this something I'm interested in? If you've ever watched my channel, you know we love pizza on this channel. I've done pizza on my Kamado Joe. I've done pizza on some other cookers I got. So if you haven't checked those videos out, check them out, man. We'll leave a link up here to one of those videos. We've got quite a few of those videos out on the channel. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to leave a link for this Ooni Fyra. And just going to be up front with you guys, I am an Amazon affiliate now. So other videos, I wasn't. But since I've been doing a lot of videos, I've had people reaching out to me, companies reaching out to me. And so I have become an Amazon affiliate. You can click on my link, you can purchase it, but you don't have to. I'm just going to put that out there. You don't have to. That's just kind of, if you do click on it and you end up buying it off my link, I get a couple dollars off every sale. I don't get much, but I get a couple dollars off every sale, just so you know that going forward. So that's up to you guys. You guys do what you want to do. But yeah, we'll leave that link in this video somewhere, probably at the end, or we'll put it in here somewhere. But hey guys, let's get going, man. Let's go get looking at this Ooni Fyra, man. I hope you guys are excited, because I know I am. Let's get looking at this thing. Alright guys, so here's what we're looking at. These are all your parts that go to this Ooni pizza oven. This is how your pizza oven will come in. And I'm doing this disassembled to kind of show you how this thing's going to go together too. And just to kind of go through each one of the parts for you guys. But let's talk about the outside of this unit. Before I go into the parts, which are down there, let's go ahead and go into this oven. Okay. This thing can pretty much sit on any kind of table, man, and I'm telling you that because they have rubber feet, these rubber feet right here. I've had this sitting on a wood table, I've had it sitting on a card table, which you know a card table is made of like vinyl plastic on the top of it, so you can pretty much sit this thing on any kind of surface pretty safely because of these rubber feet, because that heat doesn't really transfer to the table. These kind of rubber legs kind of keep your table from getting really hot, so I actually love that, man. Right now I have this on. This is a little Weber table that I have for another grill of mine. But I just kind of love that about that. It's a little feature, you know, that you can just pretty much put this thing anywhere, you know, outside. Obviously, don't put this inside your house because of the smoke and everything else, but you could pretty much feel confident putting this on any kind of table outside that you have. You still got to monitor it. You still got to be careful, because I'm not saying the heat can't get to your table, so don't go burn up your table and blame TeeWay Eatz barbecue treats that he told me I could put it on anything. But you know, you still got to monitor, you still got to use common sense. But I have noticed that my table the heat doesn't transfer from the legs to my table, and it doesn't get overly hot or anything like that. So feel confident that you can pretty much put this on any kind of table you want. But anyways, this is how it'll come in. And then these legs, man, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the best thing about Ooni's that I'm learning, the portability. I have not used or taken these to a friend's house. I do plan on taking these to a friend's house eventually, or to a neighbor's, or I've had a lot of people come over and look at this thing and they love it. And I've actually done barbecues where I made pizzas. For 4th of July, I actually made pizzas, and people were like, man, you gotta bring that thing to my house next time. We're gonna do pizzas at my house. So I probably will end up doing that. And the great thing is these legs right here fold up into the bottom of this thing. And it's just really awesome to be able to do that. And maybe I'll get a shot of that here in a minute. It all folded up to kind of show you guys how this thing folds up. But this is how it's gonna come in. This is the inside chamber. I know you can't see that super good, but this hole right here where my finger's at, I hope you guys can see that. That's where the stone, it kind of slides in, and when you got to get it out, you poke your finger up through there to poke your stone up so you can pull it out. That's just a cool little thing, nice little feature I thought they put on there, because if you didn't have that hole in there, it'd be kind of hard to get the stone out. You could get it out, but it would be kind of hard. This is all stainless steel around the door here, and I like how they did the black, man, because as you can tell, I've probably cooked 25 pizzas on this thing so far, and I've only had this thing about 3 weeks, but I have cooked pizzas religiously every week on this thing. And you can see the discoloration. I mean, it's not like this is an old unit or anything. I mean, I've only had it a couple weeks, but you can already tell the discoloration. And I'm really kind of glad they did the black coating, powder coating on this, so you won't really see that discoloration. I mean, especially if you're cooking a lot of pizzas, which I do, man. I mean, I'm constantly cooking. This hole is where your chimney stack goes. And when you get your chimney stack, there's some notches on this thing. I'm not sure y'all can see that, but there's some notches in there, and then you'll turn the stack and it kind of locks in place. Kind of like that feature. I think that's pretty cool too. Let's walk around. I'm just kind of give you guys a shot of it. And again, guys, this is the Ooni Fyra, F-Y-R-A. This unit just runs off pellets. This is not a marketed unit for gas. You can't buy the gas insert for it. So if you've done your homework and know that Ooni has units that you can do pellets, wood, and gas on, but this is not one of those. The only unit that I know does all three of those is the Ooni Pro. And I'm gonna tell you, man, that Ooni Pro is hard to get a hold of right now. I think it's a 16 to 18 week lead time. And I know due to COVID and due to manufacturing restrictions right now, it's even gonna be hard to get this, I think. You know, I know the Ooni Pro, I got an email the other day saying that I could get one in 16 to 18 weeks. I mean, really? I mean, that's like 4 months. That's over 4 months. So if you're wanting one of these, guys, I'm not telling you to rush out and buy it, but if you're really looking at one of these, you may want to jump on it. You may want to go ahead and just pull that trigger and go ahead and get it, because these things they're just hard to get a hold of right now. So you walk around the side of this thing. I kind of like this little Ooni thing they did here, the little logo or the words that they did there. I thought that was kind of cool. Back here, guys, this is where the pellet hopper goes. So you'll see it when I get it all put in here, but the pellet hopper goes in here, and this is where you would feed your pellets through. And this back area back here is where your actual, I'm not 100% sure what they call it, but it's the part where you put your pellets in it and your pellets actually burn down and they fall through. And that's this piece right here, actually. And we'll talk about that in just a second, but that goes in the back here. You'll put your pellets in, you'll put your tumbleweed in there to get it started, you'll throw it in there, and you'll let it start heating up. So you don't put all your pellets in there at one time. You just kind of put, the manual tells you to put 2 handfuls of pellets, put your tumbleweed in there, light it, put it in here, let those pellets heat up, and after about 10 minutes, those pellets heat up into really hot coals, and then you'll dump the rest of your pellets through. So that's just kind of to get it started. So this is the 12-inch model. So they don't make a Fyra in a 16-inch, but the Ooni Pro is a 16-inch. Ooni Coda has a 16-inch. There's a couple other models too, guys. I can't think of. I know there's another model out that also does, I believe it does wood and pellets, but I can't think of the name of the model. And I think they do that in a 12, and they may do that in a 16. So your best bet, go to Ooni.com. You can compare all the ovens. There's like all their ovens on the website, and you can compare each one. So if you're not really wanting pellet, but you're wanting gas, or you're wanting all three, it'll compare all the units that you're wanting to compare, and it'll show you the differences between each model. So I suggest you do that. I mean, I could go through a list right now, but it'd just be easy for you to go on that website and just check them out and compare what you want. I originally wanted the Ooni Pro. I wanted all three. I wanted the wood option, the pellet option, and the gas option. But my wife picked this one up, so we're gonna give this one a shot. Still plan on getting the Pro in the future, but I have been thoroughly happy with this unit so far. So, all right, guys, we're gonna go over to the parts now, and it's pretty basic. You don't get a whole, I mean, it ain't like a whole ton of parts with this thing. So, this is your stone, and I know, guys, it's well used. I mean, over the last 3 weeks, I have cooked pizzas 3 times a week on this thing, probably. You know, so it's not a clean stone. I mean, it's been used. Understand, it's been used. So yours will be much cleaner than mine, much neater, nicer looking than mine. And then this is your hopper. Very basic. It goes in the back. I was telling you guys about it. What I like about this, it has that tab on it. When this thing gets really hot, guys, I mean, it's scorching. So this is kind of cool to have that little tab on there so you don't burn your fingers. This is part of your stack. What I was showing you guys, or talking to you guys about earlier, just a minute ago, about the stack. This is where you control the ventilation. And I don't know if you guys can see in there, but see me turning that? You can see me turning that thing. That's what controls your airflow and how hot you can get this oven. This is the top of that stack, so this piece goes on top of this piece, just like that. And that's how it sits in there. And then one cool thing about this, some of you guys may think this is cool, some of you may not. So if you keep this thing outside, this cap was meant to keep, I guess, rainwater and stuff out of your stack. I suggest if you're keeping this outside, you cover it anyway. So to me, this kind of doesn't make sense for me, because I'm gonna cover it anyway, and that really don't matter to me whether that's on there or not. But the cool thing about it, it's not just a cap, it's a scoop. And I guess they use this kind of as a dual purpose, you know, to keep the weather out, and also that you could use it as a scoop. The scoop is really cool to use for your pellets to pour down into your hopper. This thing I think is pretty cool. This was a really cool idea I think they did. Very simple, very easy idea, but just something really cool feature. And then this is where you put your pellets at. So the idea is this goes in the back. So this will be the front towards your oven. Is you put the manual tells you to put 2 handfuls of pellets. And then in the top here in the front, you'll put a tumbleweed, and you'll let these pellets come up to temperature. They'll basically burn down, get to like coals, you know, those red ember coals you'll get with the pellets. Even charcoal, when you do charcoal, when it gets to, you know, that white ashed over, just coals, and then you'll drop pellets on top of that to get it going the rest of the way. So, and I'll kind of show you guys that. I don't know if I'll do that in this video, maybe future, but we'll see. We'll see in this video whether we can get to that or not, and I'll kind of show y'all how I started and stuff. And the last piece to this, really, guys, is the door. You know, do I love this door? I don't hate it. I don't love it, but it does help you to close off your door to kind of get your oven up to temp a little bit better. And believe it or not, it's got a little bit of weight to it. You wouldn't think. It's got a plastic handle here. You wouldn't think that it really had some weight to it, but it really does. You can tell it's an insulated door, man. I mean, it's going to keep your oven pretty warm. Now, this little hole was supposed to be a peephole, so you can kind of check your fire in there. I don't really find that hole to be that helpful, but I mean, you can definitely look in it and see your fire. So I get the point of why they did it, but you know, it's I would say for the most part, it's an okay door. Nothing too special, but it does serve its purpose. So let me show you guys on this. One cool thing I like about it is it hangs on there just like that. There is a clip at the very top here where this hook right here slides into. And that's the idea right there, is you light your pellets and you kind of just keep that thing shut. Another thing I like is that when you're messing with your pizzas, there's a bottom hook. So you can take it from the top, put it down here, do what you need to in your oven. Kind of a cool little idea, man. I just think that was really cool that Ooni did that. So, all right, guys. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to get all these parts put on here. I'm gonna turn off my camera because I'm doing this one-handed, and I'll come back to you guys and show you what this oven looks like, and then we'll get the stone put in and everything put in, and then we'll start putting some pizzas together and show you guys what this thing does. Come on back. All right, everybody, here's the pizza oven assembled. As you see, we got the door put in its proper place. We put that chimney stack down in its hole there. It's all in there. And when you're doing this, guys, there's a little groove on this chimney stack, so you have to lock it in place. You kind of put the chimney stack down in there and you'll turn it. Kind of hard for me to show y'all now that it's already assembled, but you'll see when you get yours. There's some grooves on there and you just have to turn it and lock it in place. It's really not difficult at all. So and let's take a look at the back here with everything put in place. There's the hopper in place. It's put in place in there real good. One thing I'll tell you about this bad boy, the pellets will get jammed in here sometimes. So what I have to do sometimes is when they're burning down, they won't fall. For some reason they just won't fall, and I have to tap this or I have to hit it with something. So just keep that in mind when you're burning. If your fire's starting to go out or you're not getting that fire in there like you need, make sure this isn't jammed, because that will jam up on you sometimes. And I think the reason is because the pellets will swell and they'll just get stuck in there sometimes. If you read your manual, it talks about that, and it'll tell you a little bit about the pellets swelling and stuff, and that's why they won't always fall through. Also, there's the tray where your pellets go. And actually, this piece right here, guys, I didn't show you all, but this piece actually comes out so you can clean the bottom of that thing out. But yeah, the idea is that your pellet ash falls through, and then eventually you have to take this piece out and you have to clean it out. Also, another thing I've been seeing on a lot of blogs and stuff, people talk about when they open their door on the front of this thing, flames shoot out the back of this thing. And they do, I'll tell you from experience, they do shoot out the back. So make sure when you're cooking, you don't have any kids back here, you don't have anybody behind this thing, because a flame will shoot out and they could get hurt. And that's just simply due to you pulling off the front door and the draft of the air coming through, and then it does a backfire back here on the back of your oven. So just be aware of that, because some of you guys will get this and probably not realize that happens. And especially you got little kids. I got little kids, so I always have to make sure that my daughter's not running around or anything like that. So just be aware of that. So, but that's the unit, guys. That is the Ooni Fyra, the 12-inch, and it's been a solid little unit so far. So we're gonna throw a pizza on this thing. We're gonna show y'all what it can do, man. We're gonna give y'all an idea what this thing can do. And then, hey, man, it's gonna be up to you guys to make that decision on whether this unit's gonna be right for you or not. So we'll come back in a minute. We'll be firing up a pizza on here, and we'll show y'all what it can do on a pizza, man. All right, guys, before we go fire a pizza up and we get this thing going, I just wanted to show you guys one more thing that I suggest you get if you end up getting this oven, or something similar to this. I just really suggest. This is an airtight container that I have my pellets in. Just a really cool thing to have if you're gonna have pellets in your garage or outside. You know, this pretty much keeps them protected from the weather and stuff. And I suggest you keep this in your garage if you have a garage. And try not to keep it outside if you can help it. But if you got to keep it outside, it definitely will keep your pellets dry. It's just if you have a lot of humidity like we have here in South Mississippi, sometimes the pellets will, you know, get real soggy, or they just get a lot of moisture in them, and they swell, and it just kind of doesn't make for a good pellet, man. It just won't burn very well. So if you can keep them in your garage or somewhere, I suggest you do that. But if you're forced to keep them outside, this thing will keep them dry and all that good stuff. So just kind of one of those things. I got this from Home Depot. So I'll put a link for this also in the description for you guys to click on if you're interested in it. I think I paid like $12 or $13 for it. So I'll just put it in the description for you guys also, along with the pizza oven. So, all right, now we're gonna light this oven up. We're gonna get some pizzas ready, and we'll show you guys what this thing can do. All right, guys, we're gonna put together these pizzas to go out on this Ooni, show you guys what's going on. We're not doing a recipe in this video. I'm not gonna give you guys any kind of recipe. So what we did was we basically made the dough last night. We let it sit for 24 hours. Generally, you wanna let it sit for at least 72 hours. At least in my experience, the longer it sits for at least 3 days, it tends to come out a little bit better. But that's not to say that if you let your pizza dough sit for a day or even 8 hours, it's not gonna come out good. It will still come out good. But I've just noticed that if you let it sit for 2 or 3 days, it comes out a lot better. So, and before I go any further, I just wanted to show you guys my cool apron. This is a cool apron that my neighbor made for me. I'm gonna give a shout out to her, Jada. Jada made me this, and I just wanted to let her know I appreciated it and that I am wearing it and that I do wear it, because I don't think she thinks I wear it. So I do wear it and wearing it in this video. So I just wanted to kind of show that off. One of my neighbors, she comes over for barbecues. We're good friends with her, and I just wanted to say thank you, Jada, for doing that for me. So, all right, let's get going. So basically what we got here is we got a homemade sauce. We made these out of San Marzano tomatoes. I'm gonna put some of this pizza seasoning. I got this from Walmart. And we've got our dough that was done with 00 flour. I've got some fresh mozzarella we're gonna throw on there. I got this from Sam's Club. You can get this from pretty much any grocery store. I think Walmart, Marketplace sells it. Everywhere pretty much sells it. So, and we're gonna put us a little flour down. And I've got a little mat here. This is a little pastry mat. But this, we got this off Amazon. My wife got this off Amazon. And you can kind of roll. It helps you to know what size pizza you're doing. I'm not a perfectionist, so I can't tell you when I roll a pizza out exactly what size it is. I'm sure some of you may be able to do that. I can't do that. I'm not cool enough to do that. So I have this little guide just to kind of help me roll my dough out, get it going, and all that good stuff. And then we've got our peel here. I got this peel off Amazon. Ooni sells a very similar peel for like $60 or $70. I got this off Amazon for like $40, I think. I will leave a link in the description also with the pizza oven and the pellet container that I was talking to you guys about earlier in the video. So definitely check this out. If you guys are looking for one and you're looking at the Ooni one, definitely check this one out because it's a little bit cheaper than the one Ooni's selling. Not saying the one Ooni sells is not good, but cheaper is always better. And I found that this thing works really well so in this oven. So, all right, let's get going, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out. This is an Ooni recipe. This is actually our first time doing this particular recipe. I had been doing a Neapolitan recipe the last couple times I cooked, but saw Ooni had one in the recipe book that they sent me, and I was like, you know what? Let's do the Ooni one. So we did the Ooni one. What I'm gonna do here, all I'm doing here is I'm just gonna kind of flatten in the middle here. Definitely want to keep my crust. What I like to do, so I'll flip it over. I'll do that a couple times. And then I pick it up and I start kind of rolling it. Kind of doing like the steering wheel. If you watch the Ooni has a YouTube channel and they kind of show you this. And the lady on there is kind of doing it like a steering wheel, she calls it. And so what I'll do is I keep pinching and turning, pinching and turning. I'm not cool enough to throw these in the air and catch them on my head and all that cool stuff like some of you guys might be able to, but I'll just keep turning and pinching, making sure I keep that crust. I like a crust on my pizza, so if you don't, then just kind of flatten that crust out a little bit. And then what I'll do here is I'll just kind of take my hands and I start stretching it. Turning it, stretching it, turning it, stretching it, till I get it a decent size, and then I'll flip it back down and see how close I am to that 12 inch. I'm still a little bit away, so what I'll do is I'll pick it back up, stretch it out just a little bit more. And generally when I do this, guys, I get a pretty decent circle every time. Now, don't focus on the shape so much. Some people will tell you, focus, you gotta get a circle. You ain't gotta get a circle. You just gotta get this dough rolled out pretty much. We are pretty dang close to a 12 inch. I'm gonna stretch it just a tad more. That's pretty right on, guys. That is pretty right on. And I mean, look at that. That's a pretty good looking circle. Pretty good looking circle if you ask me. I mean, I'm no perfectionist. I don't work for Domino's or Pizza Hut or anything, but that's pretty good in my book. We'll take this sauce. Like I said, this is actually a homemade sauce that my wife did. I can take no credit for this, but this was made out of San Marzano tomatoes. And the next time, if we do a cook, when we start getting into the cooks on this thing and the recipes more on it, we'll give you guys the recipe for this sauce. But this is some amazing looking sauce. Look at it, guys. It's thick, it smells, God, I mean, it just smells amazing. And San Marzano is like some of the best tomatoes that you can use on these pizzas. We're not gonna go too crazy because we don't want the pizza to get too soggy. Too much sauce can get it too soggy. So we're gonna go probably with that amount right there. If you have a ladle might work better for you. I'm just using it the old ghetto way here with the old spoon, guys. And then what I like to do, I like to take some of this seasoning and I'll sprinkle some of this seasoning on here. You know, use what you want, man. If you got like some kind of seasoning that you use for your pizzas or you like it on your pizza, just put it on here, man. Do you. Do you. That's a pretty good amount there, so. And I'm telling you, this fresh mozzarella over the shredded, guys. Shredded just tends to burn. It burns more. It gets, in this oven especially, because this oven gets up really hot, I really suggest you go get the fresh stuff. You can by all means use the shredded stuff. If you're gonna cook at a lower temperature, probably won't be a big deal. But the whole reason you get these Oonis is to kind of get that temperature up, so you can get that wood fire, that brick oven pizza. It's kind of what you're trying to do. So I suggest you get the fresh stuff. And what I do is I just rip it up. I kind of just spread it all over. I know some people just put it on certain parts of the pizza. They don't put cheese all over the pizza. You do what you want to do. So I think I'm gonna stop about right there. We're not gonna go too crazy. And then all I've got here is just some Hormel pepperoni. You know, go get you some good pepperoni out of the deli section. You can get those real big pieces of pepperoni. It would go great on here too. So a Hormel, it works good. It works just as good in my opinion. Tell you what, we'll just spread this out. And you know what I should have done, guys, is I should have moved it over to my peel already. So that's a rookie mistake. I didn't do that. I got to talking and didn't do that. So we're gonna try to get this moved over. I think it'll be fine. What I'll do here is I'll put me a little flour. Some people use cornmeal. Some people use flour. I use both. But I find that the cornmeal burns a lot more in the oven, and it just leaves a burnt residue in your oven and it gets all over your pizza. So I find that if you can use the flour, it's not as bad. It doesn't put that residue in your oven and it doesn't stick to your pizza like that. So that's why I've been using the flour lately. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, okay, not too bad, not ideal, but it slid over okay. Don't do what I did. Get it rolled out into that circle and then get it moved over. That's the best way to do it. We'll end up being okay with this, but definitely not ideal. Let's make it look pretty. I think we're gonna be all right. Let's put a little bit more on there. And I think I'm gonna put a little more seasoning on there. I like seasoning, man. I like the seasoning. Give some love over there. We were lacking a little love. All right, guys, we're gonna get out to the oven. We're gonna put this in. We're gonna show you how this pizza comes out. And we're gonna close this video out for you guys. See y'all at the oven. All right, guys, so we're out here at the oven. The oven's about ready to go, but I just wanted to show you guys, you're definitely gonna wanna invest in one of these. ThermPro, totally forgot to tell you guys this earlier in the video, but you definitely want to have one of these to check the temperature of your oven. So I generally like to shoot it back there and just kind of see where we're at. We're at about 600 degrees, 650-ish. That's good enough for me, man. I'm gonna cook about that temperature today. If we were doing Neapolitan style, they say about 750 is how you want to do it, but I'm gonna go ahead and rock with 650. That's hot enough for me for this pizza today that I'm trying to do. Here's our pizza. Perfect. We'll let that cook for a minute. I probably could have got that a little further back in the oven, but it'll be fine. Once it cooks a little bit, then I'll spin it. We'll let that go for just a minute. Generally, they say count to about 15 before you spin it, especially if you get this thing in this oven and this oven's roaring. You don't want to leave it long at all. See, it's already starting to bubble up back there. We'll let that go just a few more seconds. You know, and the further you get back to that fire, the more of a char you're going to get on your crust. So if you like that char, push it all the way back. If you don't like that char as much, keep it all the way forward or back towards you. I'm going to go ahead and see. As you can see, it's bubbling up real good there on the backside. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna scoot it a little bit further off. Tell you what, I'm just gonna give it a spin with my hand. That way I can kind of see it. See how it's starting to brown up. That's gonna be really good. Now I've seen people kind of do the little shimmy. You can do that, or you pull it all the way out and you can spin it with your hand. I find that when you spin it out with your hand, you can see how it's cooking a little bit better than if you just kind of do the shimmy. Because sometimes in the back there, you can't tell. You might have a burn on your crust because you didn't pull it out and you couldn't see it when you spun it. You can't really see how it's doing. So either way, man, however you want to do it. I mean, I've done it both ways. I just find that when you pull it all the way out sometimes, you get a little bit more of a, you can kind of monitor more of how that crust is cooking. So that's been about 15 or so, 20 seconds. So let's see what we got. Woo, guys, that pizza's cooking up really nice. Look at that, I just punched it. I just tore it. That's looking amazing. That is looking amazing. Just love this oven so far. I mean, totally wasn't all about the pellet cooker pizza oven. Gave my wife a hard time. I mean, she didn't give her a hard time, but I was a little upset because I wanted the gas and the wood fired, and probably wasn't as good of a gift receiver as I should have been. But I apologized to her 10 times over once I got this thing and started cooking on her. I'm like, this is wonderful. I love this thing. And of course, she gave me the old, "See, I told you, man." And then of course, I backtracked, like, "Yeah, you did." So, but the pellet one has been really good so far. Not disappointed with it. We'll spin it again. I want to get a little bit more cooked, so I'm gonna put it a little bit closer to the fire. But it's cooking up. I mean, look at that. That's beautiful, guys. It's all, like I said, it's all about how you like it. If you like more of that char on your crust, I'm gonna open it up a little bit. That down is opening my chimney all the way. Pulling it back would be closing it off a little bit. It's hot coming out of there, so let's go ahead and see what we got. Look at the cheese bubbling on that, guys. I mean, that's phenomenal. We'll let this one go a few more seconds. Starting price on this thing, guys, $2.99. So if you're looking to get this thing, it's $2.99. I think when my wife bought mine, it was $2.25. She got a heck of a deal on it. So you can catch the deal on it. But right now, I believe it's going for $2.99. I know Academy Sports is selling them. Amazon's selling them. And I believe she got ours from Ooni, so of course you can get it straight from Ooni also. Shipping was not that bad. I think they gave us like a 5-day or a 6-day ship. And I think it got here within 6 days, 6 or 7 days, so. See, starting to get that burn on it, and that's why you gotta really watch it. That's gonna be okay. A little char on there will be okay. If you've ever had brick oven pizza, that's generally how a brick oven pizza comes out. A little bit of char on there, not too much, but I mean, I'm telling you guys, I've had it where it looked like a car tire on the outside. Be careful. You don't want to be eating a Michelin. People will not come back for your pizza, so. You can avoid it looking like the Michelin. You'll be all right. I think that's gonna be fine. Now we'll scoot it in there just a tad more. And we'll count this one down, and then I think we're gonna pull it, man. We're gonna pull it, we're gonna slice it up and see what it looks like. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire is starting to go down a little bit in the back, so I need to put more pellets in for my next pizza. That's a pretty good looking pizza. Look at that. You can smell that sauce. That cheese smells amazing. All right, guys, we're gonna meet y'all inside and we're gonna cut this up. So, no burn on the bottom. Looks good. Let's go ahead and cut this thing up. I mean, that's a good looking pie. I don't know about y'all, man, but that's a good looking pizza. Ooh, y'all hear that crunch? Ooh, goodness. Do you need to go to the pizza place tonight? Do you need to go spend that $25 at Domino's that you're really not gonna like that much? No, man, you just need to get on that alluni.com and go ahead and order one of these bad boys. Or jump on that link I put in there and purchase that thing. The channel really would appreciate that if y'all can do that. Little flop to it. But man, you fold that sucker over. Oh my God. I'm not Catholic, by the way, so I have no idea if I did that correctly, so I hope I didn't offend somebody, but Kimberly.
I did good, didn't I?
Oh. That sauce, that San Marzano sauce is out of bounds. Y'all hear that crunch? Take a bite, Kimberly. Pretty dang good. Give us the infamous. There it is, the thumbs up from the camera lady. Hey man, y'all be the judge. Y'all be the judge. Look at the crunch. Cheese is melted good. The toppings are toasted just right. I mean, I would have went to a fire brick oven place here in town where I live at. I'd have paid easily. You know, for a 12-inch pizza, I probably would have paid almost about $20 for it. It didn't cost hardly nothing to make this. So, you know, with the price of the oven and everything, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of upfront costs. But once you get the oven and you get rocking and rolling, it might cost you $3 or $4 a pizza. Maybe. Depends. Anyways, guys, that's all I got on this one, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I enjoyed coming back after a 6-month hiatus and giving y'all a video. Hey man, check me out on TeeWay or on Instagram at TeeWay Eatz Barbecue Treats. I'm always posting stuff on there. I haven't posted anything in the last 6 months, but after this video, there will be stuff posted. Also, hit me up on my Gmail at barbecuetway81@gmail.com. I'm saying it slowly because the wife's nodding as I go because I forget the emails sometimes. I have so many emails I keep up with, so hit me up on those too, man, and I hope you'll share this video, I hope you'll like this video, and I hope you'll subscribe, man. We would really enjoy to have you guys as a subscriber. If you're watching this, I'm getting there. I'm almost to 700 subscribers. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers, guys. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm hoping we get there by the end of the year. We're in July. Hey, I'm hoping we get there, so share this video with friends who love pizza, share it with your family who might love pizza, share it with your backyard friends and family who just like backyard barbecue, because that's what we like to bring to you guys. That's all I got on this one, guys. Until the next one, I'll see y'all on the next one.